It's Monday, June 28th, and I am here today to ask you a crucial question. Is there any good news today? I ask that question because of the article that I read this morning. The article that says that black people are disproportionately injured in automobile accidents, in traffic accidents. And I say to myself, why? Why do things keep happening to this segment of our population? And I'm wondering, how can it be that the blacks are disproportionately injured in traffic accidents? And then I read further into the article, and it states categorically that the major problem is that the blacks are forced to walk more than most of the other population in this country. They tend to live in poor neighborhoods. They are low-income families in a lot of cases, and they tend to live together in groups. And I can understand that. Many of us like to live with people of our own persuasion. But because of that, living in the poor neighborhoods around the country, we find that the roads and traffic signals and other factors that cause vehicle incidents are many in those neighborhoods. And many of those neighborhoods don't have sidewalks. And many have high-speed roads that are running through those neighborhoods. And maybe the blacks, because they lack a vehicle, are forced to walk more. And so that seems to be the major cause of this pronouncement. So walking is very healthy for you, but it's not healthy if you're walking in dangerous places. Black population lost an estimated 36,000 plus people in motor vehicle accidents in 2020. While walking is a healthy exercise, it's not healthy if you're doing it in the wrong places. And it's not healthy if you have to do it in the wrong places. And that number of fatalities is up 23% from 2019. Now, blacks are not the only ones who are killed in walking. Walking, as it turns out, is much more dangerous in this country than many realize. There are many, many people who get killed or maimed while walking somewhere. So this is not a situation that is unique to the blacks. It's a situation that affects all walkers of all persuasions in this country. So let's hope that in our infrastructure bill, we are prepared to fix roads and sidewalks and pedestrian crosswalks in all of these poor neighborhoods. And let's hope we also have the good sense to lower some of the speed limits in those neighborhoods. So now let's move on, and I ask you again, is there any good news that we can talk about? I'm sure that all of you have heard that we are behind in the goal that was set for us to have X number of people vaccinated by July 4th. We have fallen behind. And we still have many people who have not been vaccinated. And we now have the Delta variant, which apparently is much more transferable and much more contagious. So here we sit in a nation with pockets of people who are unvaccinated and are refusing to get vaccinated, and a young population that has not yet been vaccinated. And we have a dangerous variant of COVID-19 on our shores. The variant is much more dangerous, much more transferable, much more contagious. And if countries don't ramp up their immunization campaigns, have a major setback to the progress that we have made up to this point. Delta variant is considered the fittest the strongest variant of the virus yet. And it has the ability to prey on the vulnerable, particularly in places of low vaccination rates. And we in the United States have those pockets of vulnerability. We have the anti-vaxxers in this country. We have states that took little or no precautions against it. So we have more than several places in this country where the Delta variant is liable to damage the progress that we have made up to this point. So instead of having a drop-off in vaccination rates, we need to increase the rates. We need to get as many people vaccinated as we can because this variant is much more transmissible than anything we've seen before. So here we sit with a huge young population that hasn't been vaccinated and a population that is against vaccinations. And maybe it's not such a huge number, but if it's 10 or 20%, that's big enough to give us trouble. And not only is this more transmissible, it's lightning fast. It only takes an encounter of between 5 and 10 seconds for you to be infected. And the particles that you emit if you cough or sneeze are many times denser. That means there are more particles that you are producing than were produced with other variants of COVID-19. So this thing has everything going for it. This Delta variation is very, very dangerous. So not only is it on the scene, but scientists don't know what to do with it yet. We haven't had a chance to study it and figure out how to attack it. For now, the bottom line is, keep wearing your mask. Stay safe. Don't take any chances. We're not over the hump yet. We have fallen behind in our vaccination schedule. We still have anti-vaxxers running loose. So I caution all of you, wear your masks, stay safe, and stay alive and live another day. I know it's tough to hear these things, but that's the way it is. So I'll leave you now. So I ask you again, is there any good news out there? And I'll see you in the morning. Bye.